Talk about the importance of a man dressing as well as he can. I live in a pretty depressed area here, and it's quite sad to see so many people in the grocery store wearing pajamas. And I gotta presume they have something else to wear, but they think it's acceptable to wear pajamas. Pajamas to the airport. Why is that a bad idea?
It's immature. It's antisocial. Your clothes aren't exactly for you.
Yeah.
They're more
right.
for other people. It's a gesture of respect. I mean, my father, who's still alive, he was an elementary school teacher, and in the 60s and the 70s, and he always wore a suit. And I asked him one day, why do you wear a suit? He said, to show respect to my students.
Yeah,
well, there's also some, like, you want to look like a two-bit slob? What are you announcing your moral superiority? I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
That's your announcement? I'm above it all. Really? That's why you're dressed in tracksuit, because you're above it all.
And Crocs.
Yeah, you really look above it all, buddy. You know, I had this friend who's one rough guy, and companies used to hire him to fire people. And I didn't like firing people, and I still don't. And I asked him how he tolerated the emotional stress that came along with that. And he said that he liked doing it. And I said, what do you mean you like doing it? Because I was just like outside of my wheelhouse. But I knew this guy and I respected him. And he said, look, I go into companies and I find the people who kiss up and punch down. I find the people who take all the credit. I find the people who don't distribute any of the benefits. I find the manipulators. I find the people who are lying about their motivation, or even who are just in the wrong place doing something they shouldn't be doing. And I let them know that I see what they're doing, and I'm pretty damn happy when they leave. And I thought, hey, man, fair enough, you know? We did some research in 2016 that showed very clearly that the best predictor of politically correct authoritarianism, so you can imagine that that's this insistence upon an oppressor-oppressed narrative. There's a cloud of ideas that surrounds that. The best predictor of that was low verbal intelligence. It was a walloping predictor. It was correlated at, I think it was negative 0.48. It was more correlated than grades and IQ. It was a walloping correlation. Well, we know perfectly well that the disciplines in universities that have the students with the lowest IQ are the most woke. So it's very attractive if you're not very bright, and that's also attractive to your teachers if they're also not very bright. And I'm talking about you, faculties of education professors. About 4% of the males at age 2 will kick, hit, bite, and steal. Okay, so that's not very many. That's 2% of the population. It's 1 in 50. But most of those kids, despite their temperamental proclivity to be aggressive, are socialized by the age of 4. Almost all of them. The kids who don't have that integrated by the age of 4, they're in for a pretty dismal ride. There isn't a lot of clinical evidence suggesting that if those traits are still in place at the age of 4, that they can be ameliorated at that point.